How do you manage your time and stay consistent and just balance, the work life and everything that goes around with it?
I have a lot of systems. I do outsource a lot of things. So my first transaction, I did the paperwork wrong and I didn't get paid. The biggest thing new agents are like, what are my splits? Another thing I think is that you have to be okay with rejection.
Where are you getting all your leads from to be able to generate this business? You could be the most knowledgeable person about real estate and know the game, but if you don't have the entrepreneurial mindset to know how to build your business, you may not be successful. So welcome back to the Greenhaven Capital Mortgage Mentor Podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Odo, and today I'm joined by one of our local rising stars, Emma Barajas Cardenas. She just came in the industry and she's crushing it. So thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so how's everything going?
It's going good. I'm busy, Kevin. I'm busy.
You are.
I'm very busy.
And that's why we have you here. Thank you for carving out some time.
That's right.
We're eager to hear how you do it.
Got
okay?
it.
So I'm just going to just start off. Let's just go with it, okay?
Got it.
So you just got licensed about 2 years ago, right? And you've already made Masters Club. You've already selling at a high level. So what really motivated you to just get going so quickly?
So real estate isn't foreign to me. My husband and I have been in real estate probably for the last 15 years. And I have always wanted to have my real estate license, but I wasn't sure. And I decided to dive in and start helping some people and actually be intentional on my transactions. And yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we actually worked on some deals before you got licensed. I know I've helped you. And I actually always knew that you could do this and you would be good. You could just
look
tell.
Look at you. You're so sweet.
No, I seriously, I felt it and I knew it. So, but you're busy, right? You have balancing dual careers, 2 kids, a husband who's self-employed.
Right.
Selling at a high level. How do you manage your time and stay consistent and just balance, the work life and everything that goes around with it?
So I'm not going to give you all my tips, but I'm going to say that I have a lot of systems. I do outsource a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So AI is a big thing right now. Virtual assistant. I do have someone in home that helps me.
Okay.
But scheduling is everything. So I'm very intentional on my time. The last 3 years, I haven't had a lot of fun, Kevin. I'm just working a lot. But I manage my time and I am intentional with my time. So creating those systems, being intentional, leveraging PTO when I can, right?
Yeah.
So is that good for you?
Yeah, no, honestly, being scheduled, manage your time, delegating tasks.
Yes, delegating tasks is huge. I think a lot of times when we get into a certain industry, we're thinking about the end game, or not the end game, but the monetary, right? The money. I always look at the long game, what's going to make it easier for me? What type of system can I implement now that a year from now is going to make this 20 times easier? What can I do now that's going to make it less time, use less of my time?
Correct. And I think that's what a lot of real estate agents need to understand, too, in order to sell at a high level or produce at a high level and maintain that work-life balance. Is you could be the most knowledgeable person about real estate and know the game, but if you don't have the entrepreneurial mindset to know how to build your business and actually manage your time to sell at a high level, then you may not be successful. So it sounds like you've actually figured out the entrepreneurial mindset and the business building part.
Right.
That's really helping you get off running and sell at a high level.
Well, my husband is a tile contractor, so if you need tile or bathrooms, for sure.
Shameless plug
there. Shameless plug. So I've learned a lot from him as far as delegating, and I watched him when he built his business, where he struggled a little bit on that delegation side, getting hands off and getting more of the entrepreneur mindset. So I have learned a lot from him as far as delegating those tasks and building a business, and biggest thing is creating relationships too.
Yeah, that's definitely important. I mean, this business is really based on relationships and keeping those relationships, and even from your clients to industry professionals. I agree. So it's been huge for me, just focusing on relationships over the transaction as well. So can you tell us about when you first got licensed, those first few months? How did that go?
So I'm going to tell you a funny story. I don't even think you know this story, Kevin.
Maybe
so
not.
My first transaction, I did the paperwork wrong and I didn't get paid. So they actually paid out my commission, and I had to give it back.
Oh,
it was terrible. It was bad. It was really bad. I think for me right now, and I think for all new agents, it's really important. The biggest thing new agents are like, what are my splits? Don't worry about the splits. Worry about learning the game, right?
I agree.
The splits are going to come naturally. If you can't do a transaction, if you aren't in an office where they can't support you, the splits mean nothing, right? So I actually started with another brokerage, and then I ended up moving. Can I say where I could say, right?
Yeah, of course.
I'm at Windermere in West
Yeah,
Sacramento.
great, yeah.
And I've felt the support from day one, right? So I think learning. As much as some agents are like, oh, the money's great, for me, every single transaction is a learning opportunity. So I literally, like, lessons learned every single night. Like I do as a mom, I go to bed and I think about what could I have done better, right?
Yeah.
And so for every transaction, I take it as a learning opportunity, and I write down notes and I kind of jog my memory, or I create some system, right? So, for example, if on the selling side something maybe I didn't explain correctly, right, or that client didn't understand what I was trying to say, maybe I implement something else or create a different process that I could use for the next one. So.
I agree. I mean, I've been doing this for over 20 years now, and I still learn stuff all the time. So just being a student of the game, just continuing to learn and get better. And you're absolutely right. Don't focus on the split. Focus on the process, the education, learning to help perfect your craft, and that's going to obviously reward you in the long run.
If you want to, I mean, this is the thing too, Kevin. There are some agents in the real estate industry that want to do 1 to 2 deals a year, and that's okay too. I think that's totally respectable. Excuse me. But if you want to leverage this and make this a long-term thing, you really have to build those systems. And then another thing I think is that you have to be okay with rejection. Rejection is hard, and if you, I mean, that's like the biggest thing. I have created. In my mind, this is my stats. This isn't, out of every 10 clients that I work with, 1 is going to either buy or sell, right?
Yeah.
So that's the number that I've created in my head. So for every 10 people, 8 may not do anything. 2 of them may end up finding another agent, which that's okay. That's the rejection part. But 1 is going to be someone that you're going to end up working with. So you have to be okay with working for free, essentially. Being okay with not being the right fit. I think that's another thing too.
Not being the right fit, or maybe not being the right time for a specific person too. It may not even be you. It could be the client. It could be several other factors. Right. So yeah, this is definitely a numbers game in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, I agree. You do got to be comfortable with rejection, but at the same time, providing value to whoever you talk to. Right. Obviously, you just got licensed a couple years ago. You're closing a lot. So where are you getting all your leads from to be able to generate this business?
Social media.
Social media.
Okay, social media. Follow me. I think Kevin's gonna tag me, so go ahead and follow me.
Let him know.
But I'll give you a tip on social media, and this is my own personal tip. I have learned that people will end up using your services regardless of whatever field you're in if you are relatable, likable, if you're sharing more than just real estate, right? I mean, I think it goes beyond that. You're human, you're a person, you're an individual. Yep. I'm giving too many tips. I'm going to stop now.
No,
you got to pay me for these tips. You got to pay me for these tips.
I agree. Just showing your personal side, making sure people know who you are.
Right.
Someone that they feel like they know you, even though maybe they don't.
Right.
And that feels relatable, and they feel some sort of connection, and they'll eventually reach out. So social media, that's the key for your business.
I think social media and referrals, of course, but social media, if anything, having a presence on social media.
I agree. So yeah, that's good. Your social media is great, and hopefully this helps. So we'll see. You kind of touched on it earlier, but I know real estate could be an emotional roller coaster, right? Because, obviously there's ups and downs, highs and lows. So how do you stay motivated when things get challenging?
It's hard. It's not easy. And I mean, I'm sure seasoned agents are going to say the same thing, that there's days that you just want to throw in the towel and be done with it. But I have to remind myself that nothing comes easy in life, right? So everything that you want in this life is hard. If you really want it bad, you got to work through it, right? So you may have an up one day, the next day is going to be a positive. I will say, Kevin, I know this is super cheesy, but my husband, he's he literally helps me with all the ups and downs. He's so good.
He's your rock.
He's my rock.
Well, that's good. You need someone like that to support your career, to be there for you.
Yes.
So, you've obviously built a strong reputation to be able to close this many deals and have people trust you on social. Like, why do you think buyers and sellers want to work with you, and how have you gained that trust with them?
So I'm very intentional, and this is the reality, Kevin, and I'm sure you've experienced this, right? Every now and then you'll have a client that doesn't take your advice or your recommendations, and that's just the nature of the game, right? That's just the way that this works. But for the most part, I am very honest with my clients, and I kind of just share with them what I think and what I can give them as far as my background. But honesty is key. I think, again, most clients will think the commission is everything, but it really isn't. I mean, I'm not going to tell you don't care about the commission, but I'm going to tell you that I don't care about the commission. Does that make sense? Like, I don't.
Well, no, I get what you're saying. It's really not about the commission. It's about, for me, obviously we have to get compensated for our services, but it's about helping that individual obtain home ownership or save money or really help them on their wealth building journey. That, I think that's, for me, it's the most satisfying thing.
And right now I feel very passionate of helping build generational wealth. So I was brought up very poor, and so I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say very poor, because if my mom sees this, she's gonna get mad. But I grew up very underprivileged, right? And the conversations at my home we did not speak about generational wealth. We didn't speak about rental properties. So I feel very passionate when someone comes to me and tells me they want to keep their first home and keep it as a rental and buy the secondary. And I think, Kevin, you are very helpful in that aspect, because most people think that they can't, right? I can't tell you how many clients I've had that they come to me and they say, oh, the agent that I worked with said, yeah, let's just sell your home. And for me, I'm like, well, what's the end goal, right? Yeah. You really want to keep this house? What if it took you another year to buy another house and save money, or whatever, be strategic on whatever that looks like, and buy that second home?
Yep. Yeah. That's where we come in as a team and lay out all their options and try to strategize to help them build that generational wealth. And back to what you're saying too, your upbringing, I think that's really what drives you to be so motivated and so successful. Right.
Well, and it's that grit. You can't buy that.
Yeah.
That grit, that hard work.
It's either you got it or you don't.
Well, and the reality is that when you're juggling multiple things, there's very early mornings and there's very late nights, and there's a lot of sacrifice. I mean, I talk to my kids about their dreams all the time. How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough that you're waking up at 4 a.m. and going to bed, 11 o'clock at night? Do you want it bad enough to where you're saying no to certain things so you can do other things? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of sacrifice that comes with being successful in anything. I don't consider myself this huge success story, Kevin. I mean, I feel flattered that you're like, you hit the ground running, but I think that what I've achieved, there's been a lot of sacrifice for me and my family and my husband and my kids in order to get to this point, and then of course grow even bigger.
I feel like you're just getting started.
Yeah, so, I do too.
Yeah. And I don't think it's going to stop either.
No,
so
I don't think so.
You're motivated. I think you're just fine.
There's something bigger out there for me, for sure.
All right. So, I've kind of mentioned it before. We've worked on a bunch of transactions together. And then from your perspective, like, what is the impact, or how important is it to have a strong lender or team on your side?
Oh, my gosh. It's so important. Considering that I'm so busy, I really don't have time for drama. I mean, I know that drama comes with, certain things, but I don't need a lender that's not going to get the deal done, or, especially because, like I told you, scheduling is important, right? So if I have a lender that tells me that they're going to close in 17 days, I have now scheduled the next 17 days based around this timeline, right? Whether it's the inspection period, whether it's removing contingencies, whether it's working with my transaction coordinator. So it's super important for me that we close timely and or before time. And it also creates that trust with my clients. You guys do a good job. I'm not just saying that. I mean, I used you, and this is one of the reasons why I refer Kevin, because I've used him on my personal transactions. I use him on my personal transactions, and he's very intentional. It's turning into a plug for you, but we'll just do that. But I can call Kevin anytime and just ask him, if I'm, even for myself, more so for myself, if I'm like, thinking about doing something, he's like, let's do this. Why don't you think about that? Why don't you? And it's not the short term. He's like, what if we wait till next year, or do this and this will look like that way? That's why we got our second home, Kevin. I mean, we ended up we were just talking about that, making that a rental, and we were intentional. We were strategic. It wasn't sell it, You also helped me off that when I bought it off market. You remember that? Yeah.
So it's good. I'm glad I'm a resource.
Yes, you're a resource.
Yeah, I'm glad we work well together. You're a resource for me as well, obviously. So you provide a lot of value for us.
Hablo español.
Exactly. So I'm going to ask you one last question.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing great. You've accomplished a lot. So what advice would you give to any new agents entering the business that, want to get in? What advice would you give to try and be successful?
So I'll tell you, I think you have to have a little bit of sales background. That's just the reality, right? So maybe start on a smaller scale if you don't have no sales experience, I mean, because it's all about the relationships. But I would say focus on being intentional, focus on those systems, think about the long game, get organized, super organized.
Get organized. Yep.
Yep, organized.
And learn.
Learn as much as you can.
Don't focus on the dollars, focus on the
find
knowledge.
a brokerage that actually has people that are willing to help you. I mean, at Windermere, my mentor, when I first started there, she lives around the corner from me.
Oh, nice.
And I can't tell you how many times I went to her house like at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, call her at 5 a.m, like all these crazy hours. So I'm very grateful for having a good mentor. And she's still, even though, that mentorship is over, I still use her as a mentor. So getting a good mentor makes a whole lot of difference.
All right. Well, that was a lot of good
All right.
information. You heard it first. So thank you guys for watching our podcast. Thank you, Emma, so much for being here today. I know you're super busy and you probably got places to go. But if anyone wants to get a hold of you, what is the best way they can contact you?
They can contact me via Instagram.
IG?
Yeah, IG. Okay. I think so, yeah. My information's there. Follow me and, well, maybe not follow me. Maybe I should just give my phone number. How about that? Text me. Text me. Do you want me to?
Yeah, shout it out.
916-335-9665.
There you go. Shoot her a text. Follow her on IG. And guys, if you enjoyed the episode, please like, subscribe, and follow. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
See ya.